just to introduce myself, I am Kinky Curly Chris. If this is your first video watching me, that is my name. I'm Kristen, and today I'm doing a little bit different of a video. I wanted to do something in honor of Black History Month, and since my channel is basically focused on hair, I really wanted to talk about hair and just how all of us are just really helping to shape what it is to be just the standard of Black beauty, and all of us that are in the natural hair community. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, and I wanted to make it inclusive. I didn't want to focus solely on just like one person or like one invention that may have been made. I really wanted to make it so that we all really feel like we are a part of history, because we are.
The first body issue that affects Black female identity, even more so than color, is hair texture. Over the past few decades, a counter-narrative in popular culture against the Eurocentric standards of beauty surrounding hair has gained traction despite the long-standing barrage of Eurocentric images. Hair showed what African society one belonged to. It also showed whether you held power within that society, and hair showed your marital status. In the early 15th century, hair has functioned as a carrier of messages in most West African societies. Hair was glorified within these societies, and because of this, hair had to be in its best condition. In these cultures, hairdressers were held to a high regard because they were trusted with taking care of the community's hair. Doing hair was a time of fellowship, and to be asked to do someone's hair was a great honor. If a woman's hair was unkempt, this either meant she was in mourning, depressed, messy, or for some tribes, it meant that she was crazy. With the slave trade, the Europeans would shave our ancestors' hair off, which for them was for sanitary reasons, but this truly destroyed us mentally. In taking everything away from us, having our hair shaved off was the icing on the cake to taking literally everything we have and are. The sense of no longer having one's identity helped the Europeans create the superiority over us. In this new world, they were not able to take care of their hair because their combs showed which tribes they were a part of. All of their hair products showed which tribe they were affiliated with, which the Europeans did not want them to keep. Not being able to take care of their hair made them even more ashamed of it, and they would have to cover their hair with cloths so they looked presentable for their masters. As time moves on, Black women start to realize that their natural hair held them back within society, and that if they wanted to be taken seriously, they needed to change their hair. Good hair was a code for Caucasian or straight hair, and having good hair meant that you had more social capital. On the opposite end of the continuum, bad hair served as a code for kinky or African hair, and having bad hair meant that you had less social capital. Knowing that our natural hair will not be accepted brings on a mentality that to be successful means we cannot show our authentic selves. And because of this, there is now a journey to find our identity that has been lost for centuries.
Hair is a big part of our identity, and identity is something that we as Black people have been searching for such a long time, because it was kind of taken away from us. Now, I do talk about slavery, but as you can see, I did talk about when we were over in Africa before, because slavery is not where our story begins. It's just in the timeline, but it's not where we start. Where we start is in Africa, West Africa, and we are royalty. We are running our own tribes, our own communities. Like, we're just it. And so that's where we begin. And unfortunately, slavery happened, and then that has brought us here. And so through slavery, a lot of us have lost our identity because they took it away from us, as I mentioned before. So now today, and even before today, we had the Black Power movement, and then now we have the natural hair movement. And with the Black Power movement, it wasn't solely focused on being natural. That was just a part of it, because the Black Power movement was just that, just showing our Black power and rebelling against the systems and the institutions set up against us, so that we could show that we're tired, like we're people too, and we deserve to be treated as such, and all of our glory and all of who we are and all of our naturalness. And so that was that, but that kind of, I would say, set a catalyst for us wanting to wear our natural hair. And then perms and stuff, they came along, and all of that stuff. Well, perms came along, and flat ironing our hair and straightening our hair, like that was even before the Black Power movement, which is why we went natural. But then you have the natural hair movement of the 2000s, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s. And so it's not a thing, like the natural hair movement hasn't become a thing of rebelling. It's become a thing of us just living in our truth and who we are, like what just grows out of our head. It's us just being like, this is me, like this is what God gave me, and I should be allowed to wear it. It's not so I can rebel against you and make you feel like you need to see me. It's me just being me and living in my truth. And so I would say that's what the natural hair movement is today. And like us wearing our hair has just been so magical and beautiful. And in the search for our identity, having natural hair has really helped that, because a lot of records, a lot of things weren't written down so that we could forget that part of us. But this right here, this crown on our head, connects us back to that from which we came. And I think that's what makes being natural so beautiful, is it just reminds us of the beauty and the royalty that we come from. Our kinks, coils, and curls represent the royalty we are and the resiliency we went through. And so I just think it's such a beautiful thing to be natural now. And natural is just so broad, because you can be natural, you can wear your curls like this, you could straighten your hair if you so choose, you can put braids in, you could put locks in, you could put a wig on, you could do so many things. And so being natural isn't just one thing. Another thing is our hair is so unique to us. Like there is nobody that has hair like mine, not even my mother, not my sister. Like I have my hair, I have my mom and my sister, like I said, and all three of us, we have different types of hair, and we're of the same bloodline. So I think it's just so beautiful that even with us being within the same family, that all of our hair is different. Our hair is unique, like it's unique to you. And that's why I wanted to title this, why you should love your hair, because literally your hair is authentically you. No one else has it, only you have it. And I think that just makes it so beautiful. That's another reason why when you watch YouTubers doing hair, you have to take it somewhat with a grain of salt, because just because your hair looks similar to somebody else's doesn't mean it operates the same way, and it won't, because like I said, your hair is unique to you. And I hear a lot of people say, that taking care of your natural hair is a lot of work. And trust me, I know it is a lot of work. It is, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I don't think I would ever want to ever go back to wearing a perm. Now, if you are still on the cream and crack, then hey, that is you. Do you, boo? But for me, I love my curls, and I came such a long way because I used to hate my hair. But now seeing all of its beauty and all of its glory, and just knowing that, it connects me to a country that I come from that I don't know. I don't know what country I come from. And while I was in college, I really just was so intrigued with trying to learn like my identity. What country do I come from? Like, I want to rep another flag other than the United States. The United States flag is not my only flag. And so I wanted to know what that was. And I did 23andMe, and I want to do Ancestry because 23andMe didn't really give me a specific country. It gave me the region, which was West Africa. I knew that already. But I want to know the country. And I kind of like, I still want to do it, but it's like, I know, like, even though I may not know the country, I know that this is my bloodline. This connects me back to where I'm from. And that just really empowers me, and it really makes me so happy. And it reminds me, like, you come from greatness, because that's what we do. Like, you know, we love to teach slavery first, but that's really not where our story begins. Our story begins as kings and queens, and this hair on our head is like literally our crown. And that's what it represents. Like, our hair really just represents royalty and connects us back to the ancestors who have no name, who were not written down, who were treated as less than, you know. That's what this hair represents. And I think that makes me so proud, and just, I think it just illustrates the magic of being natural, being a Black person, being a Black woman. And I love all of that. And having, you know, my curls in all of their glory is just so empowering to me. I wouldn't want it any other way. And just knowing, like, that my roots, my literal roots, connect me back to my roots, you know, from my ancestors. And just realizing that I'm literally their wildest dream. I'm living in a world that they couldn't even think, dream, or imagine. You know, what they hoped for, what they prayed for, we are living literally beyond that. And I know we have so much more to do within this country and just within the world. But from the world that they knew to the world that we're in now, it's just amazing. And it just feels so good to know that we get to live out any more, like, than they could have even thought of. And I just find such privilege in that. And then being able to wear my hair and love my curls. And, you know, even like 10, maybe 15 years ago, you know, even for me, like, I was like, no, I need my hair to be straight. And I was so caught up in thinking that my hair was not beautiful, because we were shown that to be beautiful, to fit in, you needed to have straight hair and have those Eurocentric features, and you don't. Having Afrocentric features, oh my gosh, like, we literally set the standard for beauty, and so many people want to be like us, but there's only one us, and there's only one you, and your hair is so unique in that, because you only have your type of hair, like I've said before. And I want you to relish in that beauty. That if you don't get anything else out of this video, is that you get an idea that your hair is magic, just like you are, and that you are so beautiful. Your hair is so beautiful. Even if it's damaged, you can cut it, you can transition, and you can get it back into its full glory. Our hair is magic. Our people our magic. We have come from so much, and we have so much more to do. And you know, I'm so thankful and so hopeful for the future. And I don't think that natural hair is just a trend that is soon going to fade away. This is who we are, and this is going to stay, because there's no reason for us to hide. This is what God gave us. This is literally what is growing out of my head. They get to wear what grows out of their head, and so we do too. That's it. That's all. Period. So I'm going to wrap up the video. If you liked this video, if you liked what it was about, you could give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe. Please subscribe. I would so love that. And in the comments down below, just, you know, I want to hear how you fell in love with your hair. What was the aha moment that was just like, dang, like I love my hair? So let's talk about that in the comments. And before I go, I just want to say, continue to live in your greatness. Remember to love your hair and embrace the journey. All right, bye.